How's it going, everyone? I do apologize for being late. This whole new setup, though, it has been testing me. I'm just sharing the link there in the chat in Skype. I know I don't have everyone on the channel in my Skype chat these days, but hey, it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. Hoping my audio comes over nice and clear. Like I stated, we're a little bit late. I was trying to figure things out. They've changed the way things have been working for so long. And, well, just things pass you by when you take time off from doing YouTube. And I've taken a lot of time off, folks. So, I'll bring OBS up here so that way I can keep track of that. I don't need to see the screen there. I've got the chat beside me here so I can see what's being thrown down. Excuse me, folks. But wanted to do this stream for a couple of reasons. One, I'm a bit out of touch, as you can see with the late start. I wanted to start at 9 o'clock sharp. They've changed the way you do live streams here. You've got to do, you got to finesse it a little bit. And frankly, I'm not a guy with a whole lot of finesse, as you can see and hear. But let me take these off, get the glare off, and go with it. Had a lot of people concerned over the last couple of weeks because they haven't seen me much here on YouTube, and I do apologize for that. I've had a very busy time, a lot of rough starts, a lot of ups and downs, and, well, just yesterday and the night before, absolutely no heat in the house. Our furnace broke down. That needed to be repaired. That sucked some cold balls, if you will. But another reason, anyone that jumps in the chat, talk wrestling. Talk whatever you want. Ask a question if you want. Give you some ups and downs about doing the whole YouTube thing. And believe me, there are so many ups doing this, especially for a guy like me. And also a lot of downs that come your way. And, it gets tough. It gets hard to do. Especially when you take time away, you've got to keep stepping, and you got to keep on stepping, one foot in front of the other every day, especially when you're doing YouTube. And once you put a little pause on that to kind of collect yourself, kind of restructure your life, you lose a lot of momentum. And it's a lot harder getting in sync with a schedule, as well as being able to do this whenever you please, because life has a way of getting in the way sometimes. Life has a way of doing a lot of things. Most of the time it's good things. I've got my kids in my life. That's a good thing for me. My kids make me very happy. Beyond happy, I should say. And the things that they've had to deal with over the year and a half, they've dealt with alongside me. And they felt my ups, they felt my downs, I felt theirs. They've picked me up when I've needed to be picked up, and believe me, I have needed to be picked up so many times. It's scary that my kids' shoulders are so powerful to do, and I appreciate and I love them for it. But now, I'm trying to get my presence back here on YouTube, trying to get to where I was. How's it going, Minerva? The kids are doing well. Last night they were warm. They were snug as a bug. I was down here on the main floor. My feet were so cold. I woke up at 3 in the morning and struggled to get back to sleep because I was so cold. I made sure that they were heated. That was the biggest thing, keeping them warm. I grew up dirt poor, folks, so I know what it feels like to be cold, to wake up in the morning and snow is covering you. So my kids are doing well. They struggle sometimes. They're going through their own things. I've spoken of some of them on the channel before. But my kids are good. Samantha got married. Believe it or not. Samantha got married. It was quick. It was small. It was during COVID. You're only allowed a certain amount of people. She got married at her new in-laws place on their yard. Nice, beautiful place. And yeah, it scared the fuck out of me, folks. It did. But I got to walk her down the aisle. I got to see that love in her eyes, and I got to see that happiness, and that to me is far above anything I ever thought I'd ever have in my life. It's wow. I don't want to get fucking emotional here, folks. Asking me a question about my kids, man, I get emotional real quick. I got so much love for them, and the things that they've had to do for me over the last year and a half, 2 years. From finding me dead on the kitchen floor to watching my daughter get married, something I didn't think I would get a chance to see. To see happiness, that means a lot. And I'm very, very serious when I say they found me dead on the floor. I was revived 3 times going up to the hospital. My dog Jojo, a big contributor of saving my life. She jumped on my chest when the kids couldn't revive me, and that got me breathing. Like I said, this last 2 years, rough as hell, but to see a lot of happiness at the end of a very dark tunnel, it's something, it is something I gravitate towards. I look for that positive feeling, and I always start the day off, and I say this to my kids, and I say it to my ex-wife. It's like, if you can't even utter the words good morning, you're already looking at a bad day. So I start every day off with good morning. I start every day off by giving someone a compliment, or just saying hi to someone on the street when you're out walking the dog. That to me means so much more. Samantha is 19 years old. Yeah. Another bit of news. Oh, jeez. I better put on my spectacles here. I can't read all the questions. Yeah, no, okay. I just read Blaze's comment. Uh-oh. Pete gonna be a grandpa soon. Well, yeah, that's the other news. Austin might be a father soon. His girlfriend is 3 months pregnant, but there's some downsides to that, so I don't want to get into that. It's bad. Yeah, I know. Doesn't it make you feel ancient, Minerva? Jesus. Overworked and underpaid, Blaze, living the dream. Isn't that the way it is for everyone? How do you live the dream in Ohio? Jesus fucking hell. Sorry, just catching up on some of the comments here. Thank goodness everyone is healthy here. Knock on wood. Good to hear. I love hearing that everyone's doing some good in their life. Chauncey Bullock in the house. Blaze McCoy from Blazed Radio. Minerva Victrix. These are great people, folks. If you ever get to know them on YouTube here, don't be afraid to talk to them. I don't care who it is, and I'm going to be very blunt here. I've had my ups and downs with a lot of people here on YouTube as well as on Skype, and I've kind of pulled back a bit and became very antisocial, and I didn't mean to. But when life gets hard, I kind of just draw back, and I do apologize for that. These are good people. They have given me a lot of good advice. They've been very kind to me, very loving. And they didn't need to be. They don't know me from a needle in a haystack, or, some dude going out to get his pecker whacked by whoever, They don't know me on a huge personal level. We've never met in person. We know each other through Skype as well as YouTube, and we've gotten close that way. And I appreciate all the help they've given me, all the advice. I'll never say a bad thing about anyone in the chat. Um, but yeah, it's been a hot minute or two, hasn't it? Now it's entering finals for my third semester in the PhD program. Damn, girl. Yeah, I would say you're a masochist. Oh, yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Jeez. Wow, third semester. Oh, my goodness. No, not in masochism, you some bitch. Jesus. Minerva gonna unload the old knuckles on Blaze McCoy soon, just saying. Um, but other things, I got my hot rod going. The 53 Mercury, or the Merkenstein, as a lot of people have dubbed it, has a little bit of everything. It's Ford, it's Chev, it's Dodge, it's Studebaker. I love the car simply because of that alone. I started off with a small V8 and went to a 350 4-bolt main, and oh my god, that car it gives me the shivers just listening to it run. There's going to be some videos coming up next year with it, but also at the same time, I think next year might be my last year owning the car. I've got plans for my future. You don't have the energy to lay the 4 knuckles across his head? Well, sometimes energy is lacking. I might be selling the car. I'm looking for a little peace in my life. When I say peace, I mean away from the city life. The city life has really got me down. Thank you very much, Chauncey. It's it's gotten to the point I hate going outside. I even walking JoJo, I hate it. It bothers me. There's so much BS that goes around in this town, like people getting stabbed just by walking up the street somewhere or what have you. This, as it called a city, decided that they were going to take the homeless in from the other big cities such as Toronto and London. So if a homeless man gets arrested out in London, Ontario or Toronto, Ontario, they all get shipped down here. So that has become insane. Whereas when you're walking your dog at night, you don't know if a homeless guy is going to jump out from the weeds, So getting away from the noise is a big thing, and to do that, my plan is to move up north. Yes, colder weather, but beautiful country, lots of lush greenery, lots of animals. I want a simpler life, and I want to simplify my life. So that will be coming as well. And if I can get to those dreams before it's too late, I'm just going to be a happy man. There's going to be still always content on this channel, always. And things might vary, but there's always going to be wrestling. There's always going to be fun. There's always going to be other things going on, such as currently I'm in the process of building, and I mean building, an actual title belt for this channel. I had to go a different route than I wanted to, so it's going to take a little bit longer, but I will keep you updated. I'll give you some videos eventually about the build. Yes, Preston Steelman, a little bit of wilderness in my life would be a good thing, My kids were right away worried about it when I started talking about it. A bit of homesteading, yes. Not completely off-grid, but where neighbors are few and far between. That's what I need in my life. I want JoJo to have that life. She wants to take a little meandering stroll out in the woods, so be it. Let her have her way. She comes back pregnant with some wolf babies. Hey, I'm a happy pappy. You know what I'm saying? um, but yeah, land is cheap out there. You can get land with electrical on there already, water, a well for water and stuff like that. But I want to go a little bit of the unconventional route of a building, earth bag home, something like that, and something cheaper to build. I'll move out there with a trailer at first and then build from there. But those are plans for the future. There's still a lot of time between there, and it's something I've wanted to do for many, many years. So I'm trying to put that plan finally into action and find that peace in life that I think everyone should have, and go from there. That's what a lot of people just need to do, is just set the plan and just go from there, and that's what I need. Yes, wild Pete in the natural habitat, not drunk Pete in the natural habitat. I might get lost in my own yard. Yeah, I would be raising some of my own food. I don't know if I'd actually hunt. I really don't. Um, growing up, if there was a sickly animal in the yard, I was usually the one my father looked to kill the animal. And for a young man, or no, a kid, they should never have to experience that. So um, I don't know if I could actually hunt. Now, if it was for survival sakes, I'm pretty sure I would have no problem with it. But yeah, it's something. Even my daughter was like, "Oh, you can't kill animals like that," So I don't know if I would do that, go that far. But some peace, some distance from a lot of people. I would love a log cabin. I've loved log cabins my whole life. But no, something a little bit similar is earthbag homes. You still get that shape on the outside unless you cob it, and which I would do because it's making sure that it's properly secure from the outside elements. But yeah, so there's those plans coming my way, and to get to those plans, I've got to let go of the hot rod. Um, it's something I always wanted to do. I wanted to build a hot rod. I had a lot of good help building this hot rod because I did not have all the right tools or the equipment to do the initial build. And with the initial build, with the help I received, I was able to finish the car. So I've officially built a hot rod, something was one of my goals. And now it's to let it go to fulfill another goal. Yes, sod homes. Also, what's become popular are the hay bale homes. So basically, it's stacking hay bales. You've got your outer structure and everything for like the framing of the house. Use hay bales and then cob the outside. And it's a good deterrent for rodents and insects as well. So it's a good thing. I'm not that old. I am not. I believe, if I'm correct, I'm 44 years old. Now that might make me sound old because I can't even remember how old I exactly am, but I do believe I am 44.
Yes, you're right.
Ah, there's Samantha saying I'm good to go. At least I think that was Samantha.
Yeah.
Aha, I win. See, I can't even tell my own kids' voices apart anymore. Old man Pete out in the wilderness suffering from dementia. There we go. What's going to be coming with the channel? Well, I've been trying to get back into the review shows. You guys have seen some of the AEW stuff. I watched part of War Games last night. I was enjoying it, but I also want to start supporting channels again. It's been a long time since I've been able to watch a lot of what you guys do here on YouTube. I miss it. I was able to take in some of Yeti Bloodyard's show last night. He had some issues at the beginning. Sorry, bro, but when you trash talk me, I have power over YouTube and I cut your fucking feed. Not once, but twice. Yeah, Hey Bale Homes have become quite a big thing. So it's good. Yes, Samantha is my daughter. She is my oldest daughter. She is the one that just got married. Geez, I don't even know how many months ago. How many months, Samantha? September. She got married in September. See, a month before I was married, and I can't even remember that shit. No, at least I didn't think it was JoJo. I know. Um, but yeah, it's. I want to finish the show. I would like to do a review on it because from what I seen, War Games was pretty damn good. And it made me think, why can't Raw and SmackDown be like that? I know it's a pay per view, they're going over the top for it. But when it comes down to it, I see a brighter future for AEW the way they're going. Now, I get a lot of flack from this. People, oh, you're always shitting on WWE. No, I'm not shitting on them, okay? I'm pointing out my opinion on them. Ah, yes, yes. ASWF coming back to YouTube in the new year. People, watch out. It is a good show. If you like very analytical commentary, JJ is the guy for you. Minerva is a big part of that show, I do believe. I believe she helps out a lot. Um, and I'm hoping that WWE 2K22 is what everyone is expecting it to be. So that way we can move on from 2K19. And believe me, I love my viewers. I enjoy my time. I've put so much energy into RWO and Big Dog Wrestling to the point where I was on the verge of rupturing my larynx, coughing up blood, and, just barely able to talk some nights. But I love it, and I've toned that down. I've toned that down a little bit, and some of you might have been able to hear that during the shows. I know when to take a little bit of a pause now and expect that a little bit more out of my channel. But believe me, you guys want to watch good wrestling, you want to check out ASWF. Support them. They are on Twitch right now. I believe they have an upcoming show on New Year's Day, if I am correct. Vince doesn't want long-term book to main roster product. I get that, but it doesn't make any sense. Okay, you're episodic television. You promote that shit. So why are you not long-term booking? I'm all backstage, but we're excited to be moving to a new style. Good to hear, good to hear. Ripper Springheel. If not, then there is the AEW game if 2K22 flops. Yes, but can we afford, I know some of you can afford, to buy a brand new game and have it flop. I'm not that guy. I really am not. I can't afford to take those kind of costs. And 2K20 hit me in the pocket real hard, and to see a company like WWE that fucks up so badly, not reimburse the consumers, the customers, over a game that flopped as bad as 2K20 did is completely wrong and bogus. New Year's Eve. Thank you very much, Minerva. You heard it there from Minerva Victrix. Make sure you're checking out Twitch for ASWF. What is it called? Alter Society Wrestling Federation, right? Well, Vince will more than likely sell the next few years, so there's that. That rumor's been going on for, 10 years now? I don't know. I think he wants to die as the owner and just let it go then. Yes, they do need a new owner to run things. I do agree. We are going pre-recorded and nothing happened, but Twitch isn't great for replays and community building the way YouTube is. I do agree. I tried Twitch a couple of times. The feel is completely different. You have people less likely to come view you. I tried. I really did, and I do apologize for not being there as often as I would like to have. Uh, but like that was before all the shitstorm that is life that hit my way. Category 5 just kind of spun everything around in circles on me, and the family. So I do apologize for that. But, to see some of these channels coming back to YouTube, you got Blazed Radio, you guys got, Yeti Bloodyard. Um, there's so many, it's hard for me to remember them. I was just watching some Commonwealth Wrestling with Mark Caliber. You know, everyone has their own flavor, everyone has their own taste, and they put that out in their streams. Blaze going full on hardcore with his channel. I love seeing that, seeing him getting past some of the boundaries he put up before himself and showing himself and putting himself out there on his channel doing, I believe it's called Redline, featuring some football commentary and play-by-play, I guess, letting you know who won, who lost. Also, he's got a toy show coming up along with Super Nacho. A lot of good things coming here on, not just on Blazed Radio, but on a lot of channels. And, just keep on supporting them, man. Support them hard, have fun with them, enjoy what they're doing. And a bit of advice when it comes to the wrestling, and I've found this out the hard way. It doesn't matter how close you are with people. If your wrestling company that you are building here on YouTube is storyline based, a simple storyline, doesn't matter how fun it is, it can turn into something quite nasty in the end. And we've seen that happen where people have just faded away because, they thought a storyline was something against them as a person, not their character. And it's a fine line doing this, what we do here on YouTube. And one thing you can't do is take things seriously. Your wrestler's going to win, your wrestler's going to lose. Storylines are all for fun, to keep you interested, keep you active as a viewer. When you start taking it personal and your feelings are getting hurt, you need to take a step back, take a look at what you are actually watching, what you're reading behind the scenes in Skype or wherever storylines are being based down on. Just enjoy, have the fun, folks. That's what it's supposed to be about here. Forgetting a little bit of the trouble you had during the day and just cutting loose, just letting it all flow out and just enjoying. And that's something I want to get back involved with, is the storyline basis. You guys all know I love writing. I love telling a story. To me, that's what wrestling was always about, is the story behind the match, the story within the match, the story of why these two knuckleheads are colliding. And even though it's a game, you can still apply it. And I try and do that with RWO as well as Big Dog Wrestling. I want to get back involved with that. So if you guys want to get back involved with that, I hope so. It's something that I've always enjoyed. There's also BMWF with Crushing Kelly as well. Yes, thank you very much. I seen Crushing Kelly over on Blazed Radio last night, as well as a lot of other great people. It's good to see Blaze's channel growing as much as it has. Blaze threw down something. Thanks, Pete. It was a slow build. Had to build it all for a while until I felt right to expand, doing things I've only dreamed of doing, like sports play-by-play and podcasts. Love meeting new people. Hey, I got to meet new people today on my channel. It was good to see new subscribers come in. It's been a while. Like I said, you guys know how long I was away from YouTube and how hard I've struggled since I came back. The start stops, it's like a bad episode of WWE programming here, It's like we get going with a storyline and then, oh shit, it just stopped because it's not working for Vince. Well, that's what Pillar to Post has been a lot like as of late. Exactly. You can't take a lot of these characters seriously. Like, they are just straight up cartoons. I agree fully, Ripper. This community is wild, but I've literally met some of the most important people in my life through this nonsense. You got that right, Minerva. The people, you guys have given me just as much as I've given back. Actually, you guys have given more. You guys have given me a lot of support. Hell, you guys have seen me break down on this channel. You've heard a lot about the ups and downs, and you've seen me break, and you guys have always lifted me back up, and I think that's more than I've ever given to you guys when it comes down to it. Me, I'm just shouting at a TV, trying to entertain you for a little while, whereas you guys are actually lifting my spirits and kind of holding me up sometimes, much like my kids do in life. You guys have done that for me here as well, and I thank you all very generously for it. And if I could do anything for you, I gladly would. I do forgive me. I still smoke, but I'm trying to use a vape during my podcasts as well as when I'm doing wrestling, so I do apologize. So AEW reviews will continue. And it's something I wanted to touch on today. I gravitated towards AEW right away because, one, it's new. It's things that I haven't seen in a long time when it comes to wrestling. Now, there is a lot of things I get very disappointed in, but I also see changes coming. You look at the Full Gear pay-per-view. How much better the storytelling has become within the match. That, to me, that's progression in the right direction. But there are also things that detract viewers from AEW. And, you know, I'm going to shit on AEW when they do wrong. And one of the wrongs I see them having done is the way they brought CM Punk in. They brought the hottest sports entertainer back into the business. Gone 7 years. Yes, he's had some great looking matches, but I don't know if anyone else agrees, but he looks weaker and weaker as the weeks go on. He's like barely scraping out a win here and there. It looks terrible. Yes, he's undefeated, but in the grand scheme of things, making the other guy look so good where you're coming off as looking weaker, I don't know if that's the sell that they should be putting that man through. You know, Bryan Danielson on AEW fucking looks phenomenal. He's being built the right way. Making Hangman Page your champion, I think it was a great idea. It's something that the fans were looking for that long-term booking. They got it, and they are praising it. The company has only been open for a few years. Yes, few years, that is it. They've only been open for a few years. They're allowed a lot of mistakes, and a lot of fans are going to take those mistakes and use them as the building blocks of the foundation that is AEW. If they keep on moving forward as they have, they're doing a lot of things right. They are. They're doing more right than they are doing wrong. Okay, I give them that. But there are certain things they need to kind of work in a little bit better. They're going for instant pops. You know, like when they brought CM Punk in, they also brought Bryan Danielson in the same day. You know, and it's like, okay, their ratings go up for a week or two and then they drop again. It's because they're losing a lot of momentum because they're not getting the reaction on a consistent basis. Wangman, really? I didn't see that, man. You got to send me a picture of that because I've never looked at it. Winter's coming. I think that's going to be a good show for Dynamite. You know, it's a lot of good things come from AEW. Seen a lot of legends like Arn Anderson, or as people have dubbed him, Glock Anderson. Two biggest complaints are that Cody keeps booking things around him and his. Yes, I do agree. And the women's division is still dismal. I agree fully. I actually, if anyone's watched my review shows, I bitch about it, I think, every show. Oh my goodness, we got one women's match. One women's match, one women's promo. What is wrong with that? You know, you've got this tournament going, And yes, you're trying to stretch it out to a point where we get up to the new year. I don't understand it. I really don't. I understand it. They're trying to make it coincide with AEW moving over to TBS. But there's so many women you have. Showcase them. Okay? Showcase them. The AEW live shows are freaking electric. The crowd. And all just a great feel. I've seen that just from people posting videos when they are at a live event. The feel is so much different from AEW to WWE. Cody Rhodes, I don't know what. I know he's taken steps in the booking department kind of like his father did. But Dusty made a lot of things make sense at the same time. Why Cody Rhodes has to be the measuring stick when people come in. They've got to measure up to him. Oh, they beat his ass 2-3 times in a row. He gets one win and then it's all over. I don't understand that. The last episode of Dynamite, the Flaming Table. I stated this on my review. Was it needed? Why was it needed? Was Brandy Rhodes necessary at ringside? Absolutely not. And then you're going for an inverted superplex. And instead of putting your opponent through the table, you put your own damn body through the table. Check my Skype chat. Oh my God, yeah, it does. Wang Man versus Danielson. Oh my goodness. What the hell were they thinking? Oh, jeez. Oh, you gotta kind of feel for Hangman Page there. You really do. If you watch AEW Dark, the women, yes, okay. That is on YouTube, though. Okay? You should be having some of these women showcased on television to give them that television experience. They're not going to get that experience on YouTube. Yes, I understand. Dark as well as Elevation are taped during or like before and after certain events on like Dynamite and Rampage. But please, they need that television experience. They need that outlet to have fans figure out who they are, because not everyone wants to be on YouTube watching wrestling. Not everyone. The table spot looked awful, but people keep raving about it. I don't know why they keep on raving about it, man. I don't side with Cornelius that often, but he said it right, man. Like, what the fuck were you thinking? Okay, this isn't backyard wrestling. This isn't death matches. This is professional wrestling. You are trying to sell your fans. Why are you bringing that in? Now, under the right conditions, yes, a flaming table works. But an Atlantic Street fight? Come on! Women's division has come a long way, and I'm sure it will only get better. But yeah, give us more women's content, please. Ruby Riott, yes, awesome. Britt Baker, fucking phenomenal. Conte, Deeb, Statlander, Sheeta, Jade, Hayter. Well, in Blaze's case, Hatter. Yeah, it's a great core group. If they ever come up with a women's division, I stated this on my review show, Jamie Hayter and Chris Statlander as a tag team, I think they'd make a perfect fit. You've got the brash attitude, the toughness of both women. One is a little bit more thoughtful in the ring, a little bit more organized. The other one just in there to beat people up. I think it'd make a great tag team. They got similar statures, similar builds, very powerful women. To have those two as a tag team, unbelievable. I think I'd love it. Why can't AEW have 1 hour males, another half an hour of the ladies? No, it needs to be mixed up a little bit. If you try and book too many women's matches in a row, you start losing attention from some of your viewers. It's a very weird strategy to take. An all-women's show, I think, struggles a little bit. Yes, Jamie Hayter is everything. You know, I've even noticed that here on YouTube. The straight women's wrestling programs that people like to use 2K19, they struggle a lot more than when you're mixing it up with the men. And sometimes it needs it. Hangman is going to get his head kicked in. I don't believe it's time for him to lose the title. They worked that storyline to the very, very limit. And now to have him lose it right away against Daniel Bryan, I think that would... I think they lose viewership over that. Okay? You know, Chauncey, you know, I love Daniel Bryanson. Bryan Danielson. Jesus, I can't get that fucking straight. WWE bullshit crammed into my ear hole. But yes. I don't think it's time for Hangman to lose it. The fans are still very much on his side. They want to see more. Let me see. Here we go. Sometimes I just got to show it. Hangman versus Bryan Danielson is going to be a good one. Can't wait to see some cowboy shit. I do agree. First title defense, I see Hangman winning, and it builds Hangman as an even bigger champion. Jesus Christ. Yes, he needs to be a bigger champion. He does. And he's not going to get that if they take him down right away. Okay. Live December... REW World Championship. Okay, I'm reading this in my Skype, folks. Posted by Derek, as you guys all know, that ran ASWF, still runs ASWF. Is this your new wrestling company that you're bringing to YouTube? REW World Championship. Just a question. Mr. Wangman, yes. Sorry, just going between YouTube and fucking Skype and OBS here. There we go. Bringing up OBS, making sure everything's correct and working properly. He signed me up. I watch All Elite Wrestling Monday through Friday. Yes, the font is really bad. The font is really bad. No, okay, I get it now. Yeah, he was talking about the... Okay, I gotta take a better look here. Oh, geez, it does look like REW World Championship. Jesus Christ. Okay, whoever they're getting to do their graphics needs to step up their game or get fired. Enough said. Yeah, I just realized that. I took another look at it and realized it. What all can you expect on this channel? I want to do some fun stuff this year. Or I should say next year. This year's almost over. I want to start doing some live streams again like this, just talking. I want to bring guests on. I would love to figure out a way to do some guest commentary for the PS4. Eventually there will be a PS5, but right now we're staying with the PS4. I've wanted to do it for a long time. Still can't figure it out how to do it where there isn't that 10-second lag between what I'm seeing and what YouTube is seeing. It makes it very hard to do. Yeah, it does. Yeah, REW and December is. Not even AEW December 15th. I get it. I did look at it a little bit better. Hey, they had to change the title because the first one looked like it said HOS. And nobody wants to be a part of the Hall of Shame. No way. No way. What else can we talk about here? Any questions you guys got, just ask away. I'll answer. I'm keeping track of the chat here, folks. I think it was right for Hangman to win the title when he did. We all knew from reports that that Kenny Omega was starting to struggle. He'd been putting his body through too much. You need that time away to heal up, probably go through some surgery. So I think it's a good time that he steps away a little bit. Sting shocked the system last year at Winter is Coming. Yes, he shocked the system. Yes, people definitely love seeing Sting come back. I don't know. I have a feeling they're going to bring someone in this year as well at Winter is Coming. It's just hard to tell who. Wild-Eyed Yeti in the house. The only way we figured out is to have the other person on a Skype call so they can see your screen. I guess that would work. Yeah, I guess have my webcam facing the TV so they can see what's going on. I guess that would work. Of course, you love the Hall of Shame title there, Yeti. You own that thing. Uh, no, not a good one. Not a good name for any woman's title. Nothing wrong with a good hoe. You know, there's never been anything wrong with a good hoe. Okay, it's just the amount you got to pay for the good ones. Just saying. Wyndham is coming, but we will see. Depends on if his movie is done or not. Yeah, there's been a lot of speculation on where Wyndham is going. Wyndham Rotunda, for those not in the know, the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, probably the hottest free agent right now. And if you think otherwise, I think you're slightly touched right up here a little bit. That guy brought so much to the table, it was shocking to see that he was released. I think WWE probably made their biggest mistake ever by just letting that guy go. Talk about creative genius in what wrestling is missing today. And you just say, oh, you're fired. Bye-bye. I don't get it. Like Blaze just said, Wyndham Rotunda, the biggest rumor right now to show up at Winter is Coming. Just there's a lot of speculation about it not being the case. It'd still be a bit of delay even if you use Skype. Yeah, but not as much as there is with YouTube. Could possibly be Johnny Gargano debuting. Not sure though. Wyndham is Coming is why many are drawing that conclusion, but I don't know. They're keeping us waiting, and that's the plan. Forget that. Boom. He shows up. You know, I like it that they're being a little bit, keeping things a little bit closer to their chest with these debuts. I don't think plastering it all over Twitter and that is needed. There's no surprise then. Yes, it lets people know, oh my God, you know, that guy is going to be there. We're going to tune in. But at the same time, you're losing that pop. You're losing that, oh, okay, yeah. Okay, it wasn't just a joke. But yeah, so what I plan on doing, because I plan on doing reviews for Rampage as well as Dynamite. Now, I'm not going to guarantee that all 4 shows of Big Dog Wrestling and RWO are going to play every week. I think there's going to be periods where I miss a show and it kind of needs to be done. You know, it's there's a lot of people doing the wrestling thing on YouTube these days. When I first started, there was people doing it, but it wasn't really as known as it is now. Let's see what was popped up here. Not yet World Championship. We'll find out more on Johnny tomorrow night. But could also only be a matter of time with O'Reilly and Owens as well. It's probably Hulk Hogan is coming, brother. I don't mind the Punk tease when he showed up. I didn't mind it either. Okay, I think that one was needed because it's been so rumored over the years he was coming, and then he didn't show, and then people were let down. They were starting to lose interest and hope. Hogan walking on his walker. But what I plan on doing is making sure that there's one Big Dog, one RWO show a week. I'm bringing in new players as well. So if you want to get part of RWO or Big Dog Wrestling, either be it RWO Destruction or Ground Zero or Big Dog Wrestling Rebellion or Unchained, you know, just let me know. Give me your hashtags to find your character. I'll find you out. We'll bring you in. We'll have some fun together. Wild-Eyed Yeti is coming. Would fit the name better, though. Yes, it would. Why WWE trademark Bray Wyatt and Nia Jax? Because they own those names. It's not their real names. They wanted to make sure they weren't going to go somewhere else and be called Bray Wyatt or Nia Jax. If they ever bring Hogan in to AEW, I think I'd start watching right there on the spot. I really would. I have never been a Hogan fan. Even as a kid, I detested the guy. But then I was more inclined to get on the side of the Freaks, the Painted Warriors and, the Von Erich family. I love those, I loved good wrestlers. Hulk Hogan was never a good wrestler. Only took me 2 seconds. Oh my goodness, Jesus. Why do I read this stuff up loud? No, I know you don't need a long time anymore, Yeti, okay? That's been proven. Yeti, Evie said as much. Still waiting for Ric Flair to show up in a helicopter. Not doing the helicopter, but the pun is there. I do agree. There was a lot of rumor, there was a lot of hopes they were going to be using MJF and FTR to make the new Horsemen. I think that kind of fell flat. I don't think they had a good game plan going in. Tully Blanchard as a manager, it works good for me. He's more managing FTR than MJF in any way. I think they need to... I don't know, it seems like they're kind of splitting up that faction. You don't really see them much together. You see little segments here and there, but not much. And I'd rather see them kind of pull apart than anything else. Oh, people have known the lies of Hulk Hogan for many years. I don't think anything's ever going to be new or changed from that old man. But, maybe he's suffering from some sort of, malfunction up here from days gone by and things just get jumbled up. Maybe it's not his fault. Okay? Yeah, so it's good to be back. We're going to try harder to be out here a little bit more on YouTube. We're going to try harder to have a lot more fun. Not try harder. That sounds bad when you got to try hard to have fun. We're going to have more fun. Going to go out of our way to start making things interesting again and bring a little bit more excitement. Something that I did at the top of bringing RWO and Big Dog Wrestling in onto the channel. It was about having fun. It was about enjoying ourselves, being creative, and I think we lost that when shit started going sideways. And yeah, shit went sideways in more ways than one. So look forward to it, folks. I'm looking forward to it. If there's any questions out there you want to ask, just let it out. I was a big fan of WCCW, especially the Von Erich Freebird feud. Yes, big feud. That lasted so many fucking years. But the Von Erichs, the Freebirds, can't ask for better. Hogan and Flair get a lot of free passes for personal stuff because they are legends. Yes, they do. Don't totally agree with the free passes, but it is what it is. Both legends for sure. Okay, yes, they are legends. And okay. So you're looking at things going down the 70s, 80s, 90s. Things were a lot different in the world. Things were a lot easier to accept back in the day. And the dark side of the ring coming up with this story, how Ric Flair twirled his tallywhacker around and, had a good old time on the airlines. Everyone knew what Ric Flair was doing. He lived the gimmick. He was the gimmick. And he made sure people knew that. Now, guaranteed back in the day, this woman, this flight attendant, wasn't bothered. She probably got turned on by it. But now in this new age where things have changed a lot more, okay, wow. Gardo Magro. Well, you know what? You have a live stream all you want. I don't know what you were going on about. It doesn't really much matter. But if you dig what you're throwing down, man, we welcome everyone, even if you love butt fucking, okay? Okay. Here's a simple thing. Trolls are going to come and go throughout your entire life if you're doing YouTube. It doesn't matter how well known you are. It doesn't matter if you're low or high in the subs, okay? Well, okay, maybe you can't agree with what I'm saying about the Ric Flair bit. Um, but it isn't also you, you can't really deny that people have become a little bit more softer when it comes to things done back in the day. Now, if there was such a big problem with the whole Ric Flair bit back when it happened, why wasn't it revealed then and there? Not waited like, what? I don't know, 20 years? You know, it's not a bad deal. But trolls and shit, okay? You don't need to worry about it. Never get angry with them. It's not needed, okay? You're gonna have them throughout your entire time here on YouTube. Now, I've been told, get out of your mama's basement. You know my answer to that, folks. Why? That's where I keep my favorite sock. Okay? You can't lose touch with your favorite sock. Don't worry about it, Gardo. Don't worry about it. I didn't think you were a troll. I think I've seen you on the channel before. I don't mind people having fun. I don't. I like having fun right on back. You know, I've got my own answers for shit. You know, but you can't afford to get upset with anyone that's trying to cause strife within your chat. Have fun with it. That's all I'm saying. They throw something down like get out of your mama's basement. Where else are you going to keep your favorite sock? Simple thing. Okay? You know, or that's where I stashed all my weed as a kid. I've got to go back. But, yeah, it's, I don't know. The Ric Flair thing, I don't think is a big deal. I don't think it ever was. I think someone just wanted to be heard on a thing. My understanding is that something was said when it happened, and it was basically pushed under the rug to avoid bad publicity. Yes, but people knew that about WWE and WCW back in the day. They understood that things got pushed under the rug. You know, everyone knew what kind of person Ric Flair was. Everyone knew what kind of person Hulk Hogan was. Everyone understood Ultimate Warrior didn't get all those muscles by hitting the weights. You know, they knew he was pumping up some juicy fruit in his fucking veins. People knew this, and it was accepted. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Now, all of a sudden, 20 years later, it's made such a big deal. They want to strip a guy of all of his accolades. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Okay, now there are some things that are inexcusable. But he didn't go out of his way to rape anyone. He didn't go out of his way to molest anyone. He whipped his dick out and flashed it around a little bit. Okay? How you get people doing that on the streets on a daily basis no matter where you live. They want people to see what they've got. Even though you don't want to see it. Okay? I'm not going to hold them to a higher standard. I'm not that type of guy. Have fun. Just, have fun. Oh, I know you touch your sock constantly. And you're on the verge of going blind. I know. Yes, there's been tons worse, but they held this one at such a high standard with Ric Flair. You know, I don't get it. I look at things a little bit differently. Like, you know, I grew up. I was a young kid in the '80s, as a teenager, going into an adulthood in the '90s, and I lived a hard life. So when I heard rumors and stories about wrestlers, it was like, well, they can afford to do it, you know? And what am I going to do about it? What is anyone going to do about it besides just laugh along with it? And, you know, if it was such a big deal, why wasn't he arrested? Yes, things got swept under the rug. Yes, things were hidden until recently where they started doing a lot of these interviews like Dark Side of the Ring and stuff like that. But I mean, come on. You know, like Tommy Dreamer losing his job, I believe it was, because he had made a comment, well, that's Flair for you. You know, come on, that's a bit. My wrestling buddies have told some wilder stuff for real from back in the day. Now, there was a lot of stuff where a lot of women were coming out and saying, well, they were made to do certain things just to be seen on TV or get into the wrestling business. That I do not agree with. Okay, I will not agree with that. I don't even agree with a guy whipping his dick out on an airline in front of a stewardess, flight attendant, whatever you want to call them. I don't agree with it. I'm not making light of it. But it happened like 20 fucking years ago. Why is it such a big deal now? Okay, I get it. It was hidden. It was, pushed aside back then. Why is it such a big deal now? The here and now is what we should be worrying about. The things that happened recently with the women's wrestling, that I've got a big problem with. And seeing guys lose their jobs over that stuff, I agree with. Okay, we don't need those type of people promoting our wrestling. It's not right. It's not fair. I love women, and I don't think women should be treated that way. Okay, I've got a lot of respect for women. They don't need to have that kind of shit done to them, even if it is on an airline and they don't really get touched by whatever's being thrown out at them. Dynamite Kid drugging Outback Jack, and Outback Jack walked in at Denny's. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, but that was a thing back in the day. If we knew every personal story of all the athletes and heroes we have, we'd have a lot less heroes. But once again, people are people. They are who they are. I don't judge. Not my job. Same here. That's why I'm not judging. Okay, no, I could never imagine getting sued over a joke, bad joke, or a dirty joke back in high school. I really can't. It's some things I don't think should ever be accepted. Okay, forcing a woman to do anything that they don't want to do, or a child, or whatever. Sexual assault in any form. I shouldn't. I'm making light of the Ric Flair thing, but I mean, it was even reported he never touched her with it. He just whipped it out in front of her, did the old helicopter bit, blah, blah, blah. Where was she actually hurt out of this? Okay, where was she actually emotionally and mentally damaged over it? That's all I'm saying. X-rated jokes. Oh, geez. If you look back on things we've said back in the day, it's, we'd all be in trouble. We'd all be in trouble. And I don't need to get in trouble for something I did as a kid. Hell, I still get held accountable for committing a crime when I was 15 years old. And that's a crime I deserve to be punished for, and I accept that punishment fully. Even, the courts could not prove I was guilty, but I still accepted that punishment because I know what I did. The circumstances might have been something other than what they knew of, but I did do the crime, and I accepted that punishment graciously. I admitted to my wrong, and I took some jail time for it. To me, I think as long as people are owning up to things that happened 20 years ago, besides it being sexual assault or murder or any other the really bad things, okay, as long as they're owning up to it, fine. I'm pretty sure they've been punished throughout their life in different ways. That's all I'm saying. Really? Comedians like Eddie Murphy and Kevin Hart are being sued for bad jokes? Oh my goodness. Yes, a lot of people would be fucked over X-rated jokes in high school. Yes, indeed. Okay, let's get off that topic. It's not a good topic to be on. It really isn't. There's a lot of skewed opinions about it. Everyone has their opinion. It's people look at life a little bit different than others. Okay, some people grew up in a very good life. They had a good family. They had a great upbringing. And then there's others that didn't have that, and they view the life in a little bit of a different way. Oh, he whipped his dick out in front of a woman. Big deal. You seen what I seen last night? That guy wasn't just whipping his dick at the woman. Just saying, you know? No, I'm not saying it was right or wrong. I'm not saying that. Segregation, yes, it used to be legal. I do agree, and it wasn't a good thing. I've never agreed with those things. I agree with that a lot, Minerva. But it's all about how you look at life and how you grew up in that life. You see a lot of terrible things growing up, and you see certain things as, you know, I seen that last week in the backyard, you know, my neighbor doing it, you know, to my other neighbor. Okay? Um, and then you look at other things, the more severe things is, yeah, that guy should have been nailed to the wall for everything he's done. And punishment should be death, you know? Yes, it's a double-sided coin. It is a double-edged sword. The whole thing with women's rights, segregation, blah, blah, blah. There is so many things. There's so many things you can look at in a different light these days. But, you know, it is what it is. Um, geez, it's a tough subject. I shouldn't have even delved into it. I think the chat brought up the Ric Flair bit. Uh, so I blame one of you. But yes. Who will finally be the one to beat Roman Reigns? Well, what I've heard, it will not be Brock Lesnar, which I agree with. I don't think Brock Lesnar should end Roman Reigns' reign. I think it should be someone that can take the company forward, you know? And I don't watch enough WWE right now to know who that would be. You know, you look at Big E, he's had a long career with WWE already. How much more does he have to give? How much further can he take the business by having a title on his shoulder? You know? Oh, yes, you did do the helicopter bit. um, you know, we could do a podcast where we get into a lot of these touchy-feely, hard-to-call scenarios on a different episode. And they're very touchy, you know, and a lot of people have their opinions, a lot of people have their voices, but you also got to take into account people's place in this world. Some people had a more quaint lifestyle, a good upbringing. Others did not. They see things a little bit different. They've seen violence. They've seen where it can take us. And I am one of those products of those times. So I have a different outlook on certain things. Now, would I have done the things certain people would do? No, absolutely not. I am not into that shit. I don't have respect for people that do that. But should they lose everything they accomplished just for having done a small little thing like whipping your dick out in front of a woman? I think not. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say. I think Roman will drop the title at WrestleMania, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a WWE guy anymore. Braun Breaker, the worst fucking name in the wrestling business today. Come on. Smart tactic, Blaze. Smart tactic. You know, that he can't go by the Steiner name makes absolutely no sense to me. Being the product of one of the best tag teams in the history of tag team wrestling, and you've got to be brought in as Braun Breaker, and you didn't even kick a guy's ass that was named Braun. So, who is Braun, and did he break him good enough? Question. There you go. Yeah, but I think we went off topic with the whole serious bullshit. Ooh, that just makes me cringe a little bit. Yes, he is an amazing worker. I've seen a little bit of what he can do. I am impressed. I am. I'd like to see him do more in the wrestling world, but where does he go from NXT? You know, where does he go from NXT? He goes up to the main roster, 50-50 booking, gets fucked in the ear hole, and his career's over. Come on. How is the name growing on you? I don't know how. Braun broke your bed. How's it going, Joey? I don't know if Rick should be his... I don't think Scott Steiner should be anyone's manager. That guy's got fucking issues. You know what I'm saying? His name is Bronson. Hence Braun. Why can't you just call him Bronson? Braun. I don't get it. Yes, they are awful business to be in. The name business is not WWE's forte. It's just not. He broke Braun Strowman. I would like to see that. I'm trying to look past the name because I like how he fights. I think I've only seen one of his matches, and that's just like highlight clips on YouTube. I want to try to get in NXT, but I'm a little bit scared. Is it changing totally from what Triple H was doing? And you look at War Games, and you could still feel some of that energy that Triple H brought to NXT. I'm just not sure. Like, how far are they going to change it? I know it's going back to being a developmental program, but I don't know. I think that's where we should end it, folks. We're going to do this another day. My heat's back on. So for those of you that were concerned and sent me messages or even replied, I do thank you very much for that. My kids were taken care of. They were nice and snugged and warm. I got a little bit frigid down here, but it's nice and warm in the house now. The wrestling picked the names themselves, like in the 70s. Okay, you say that the wrestlers should pick their own names, but sometimes the wrestlers don't make exactly the best choices either. Well, it's all colorful now, Joey. I thought you'd like colorful. I want to thank everyone for joining me here. It's a complete 180 from Triple H Concept. Yeah, I figured that was coming. I want to thank everyone for joining me. We went off topic a little bit, got into some serious shit. Let's try not to do that anymore. Maybe at the right time, right place, right moment kind of deal. But yeah, we're gonna have fun back on this channel. That's all I want. I'm doing well. Okay, I'm doing well, and that's the important thing. And I'm trying to make my presence felt back here on YouTube. Try having fun with you guys again. So you guys have a great night. And if everything goes according to plan, I will be back here tomorrow with a little bit of Big Dog Wrestling. How's that sound to you guys, folks? I want to have you back tomorrow. Have a great night. But right now, I'm out of here. Have a good night, guys.